right, my little droogies. I have got a good one for you today. You're gonna like this one. I got dragged into the black hole that is Pizzagate again, and from a completely different direction. I'm researching something that's not even I think is not related to Pizzagate, and I find out, gee, that's related to Pizza. So I got sucked into the black hole, and it is the most depressing black hole to be sucked into, and I don't recommend doing it for more than 2 or 3 days at a time because it just, it creeps you out. So anyway, I want to get to this quickly because everyone could do an hour-long video on Pizzagate, and that's interesting. But if you can sum it up to one specific freaky thing that is so unlikely, it's like 1 billion to 1, and you can do it in a short period of time, that would be a good thing. So let's do that. So during Pizzagate, um, the shit had hit the fan. Alefantis was on TV saying he's innocent and everything, and mainstream media was guffawing over him and fawning over his pizza place and how great it was. And during that period of time, though, what we didn't know is there were two hackers that had hacked into the Comet Pizzagate server at the pizza place. And lo and behold, what do they find on the server? Well, they find out it's loaded with child pornography. Sick stuff, really sick stuff. So they download the entire contents of the server, covertly, obviously, and make copies of it and document everything. And they give a copy of it to the DC police and the FBI. So at that moment in time, Pizzagate was going to explode again. If the people found out that Alefantis had a server in his Comet Pizzagate restaurant, and the server had child pornography on it, at some point you got to say, okay, let's take a little closer look, because the DC police don't want to look at this, and the FBI does not want to look at this. Believe me, Comey would walk to Alaska before he would look at this. So the police have the problem for them now is they have a documented, it's been processed through the system that these two gentlemen found the child pornography on the server. And this is like throwing nitroglycerin into a gasoline tank. So the DC pedos freak out. They've got a serious freaking problem here. They have to derail your attention away from Pizzagate at the same time this shit is hitting the fan. I mean, it's like you need a freaking miracle, right? So and also the police. The police are screwed because now they've been handed here's a copy of all the pedophilia stuff that's on the server. They can't sit on that now. That's public knowledge. It's been processed through the system. There's copies. Somebody's going to find out about it. And the same thing for the FBI. The FBI's in a pickle too because they don't want to get involved in this. This is no, you can't look at this shit. You end up getting killed. So what are they going to do? When I found this out, I'm like, holy shit, how did they get out of this one? So anyway, a couple of days later, so the people don't hear about this. This interview and this investigation into the Comet ping pong server never really takes off. Shocker. So the DC police, they don't do anything with this. And the FBI, they're too busy covering up other stuff. They don't have time for this. So the mainstream media never reports on this. So this just fades out into the cosmos like a fact no one ever knew. And so then we go back to the Comet ping pong thing here. So we go down. There was a shooting here. Yeah, and right away they go, Pizzagate conspiracy theory. They've already, it's a conspiracy theory. It's not, no matter what you find, it's a conspiracy theory. So there's a guy, where the hell is it? James Madison, I think his name was. Oh, here we go. Edgar Madison. I'm sorry. So on December 4th, Edgar Madison Welch, of Salisbury, North Carolina, who's a professional actor that's listed in IMDb. He's probably not there now, but he was when this happened. You could go to IMDb and type in Edgar Madison Welch, and boom, there he is. The same pic, same guy, same freaking guy. You know, these false flag shootings are ridiculous. So he's an IMDb trained actor, and so he busts into the pizza place, right? And he fires one shot, and then they arrest him, and they're like, all right, everything's okay now, and Elefantis is all got his panties in a bunch. He's all upset that, oh my God. So this was weird, even for them to do something that blatant and that's stupid. And I'll give you an example. Like they use a guy that you can find in 2 seconds in IMDb. He's a professional actor. So once again, you have another shooting with a professional actor, and it's like David Wheeler in Sandy Hook. So anyway, this whole thing happens, and then it kind of frizzles out. The people in the know it was a fake shooting, but they don't know why. Because it didn't really fit with the other shooting. The other shootings there was always a mass killing. But this one was weird. It was like all the spur of the moment, very little rehearsal, very little media coverage on what really took place there. Just one guy, he shoots one shot and he's arrested and goes to jail. But case closed. I think he's in jail now. They've already prosecuted him. So back to what we were talking about before I went over this little thing with Edgar Madison there. We were talking about that these two hackers had found child pornography on the Pizzagate server. And what was the deep state going to do? How are they going to cover this up? Well, the answer to your question is the same two pieces of information. So they had a server and it had some incriminating evidence on it. They needed to get rid of it, but they couldn't do it themselves because that's illegal. It has to be destroyed some other way. So you hire Edgar Madison Welch to come into your pizza place and I gotta pause. So you hire this retard here, Edgar here, and he goes in there, and he doesn't even need to fire anything. This has already been written for him, and it's probably not even him in jail. They'll have somebody else with his name. And so he shoots now, and they've changed the story as well. Now it's 3 rounds inside the building. Before it was 1 round, but now it's 3. So this is a common theme between these fake events is the facts are always in flux. They're always whatever narrative needs to be met, they'll change it to that. So he goes in here and he shoots his 1 round, but which is now 3 rounds, and that's it. So this story fades into obscurity and nobody remembers it. Just another. Oh, wow, that was weird. So where am I going with all this? Well, the 1 to 3 shots he fired, in a rare. I mean, it's a million. Probably more than 1,000,000 to 1. He fires the shot, and it literally hits the hard drive on the Comet Ping Pong server and destroys all the data with the child pornography on it. Done. Case closed. So there you are. That's it. If you have child pornography on your Comet Ping Pong server, you schedule a fake shooting. The fake shooting occurs, and of course, during the fake shooting, the actual hard drive gets shot and destroyed, which is kind of implausible because even with a shattered platter, they can still recover the data, but that will never be done. So that's the story. So that's like, the 1 in a billion fucking magic bullet from God for these people. Edgar Madison Supplies. So Edgar Madison will be taken care of, I'm sure. And, so Pizzagate, you think it's about a pizza place in Washington, D.C.? No, not even close. It is so big that they have tried to do anything they can to shut it down. And every time they do it, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And plan on it getting really big because there's something going on right now. I don't know if any of you watched any of the Q posts. I had watched them before and I thought they were silly. Well, they're not silly. And so there's a counter coup taking place right now. And a big part of the counter coup is this whole Pizzagate thing. And that's it, guys. Have a good night. If you liked the video or you learned something, subscribe. I'll put videos detailing where I got this information underneath this. Have a great day.